Hello and welcome to FinextraTV. I'm Liam Xavier, and joining me right now ahead of the Adam Smith Awards, where they'll be accepting an award, is Annika Williams from Zalando Payments and Galina Kersten from Deutsche Bank. Lovely to have you both here.
Thanks for having us.
Fantastic to be here.
Now, traditional corporates, fintech firms and e-commerce platforms, they all operate pretty differently. But as the demands for liquidity management and treasury management change, how do they differ between a digital platform such as Zalando and the traditional corporates?
So great question, thank you. Traditional corporate treasuries operate in general, right? There are exceptions on a more predictable cash rhythm. Cash ins and cash outs usually operate in a framework where you have standard invoicing terms, where you have predictable payment patterns. Across industry, no matter whether it's fintech or a traditional treasury, the timing of cash ins are usually difficult to forecast, right? Are usually a challenge. However, what is different in e-commerce, I would say, is that cash flows and especially cash ins are continuous and are more volatile. And that means the demands on a treasury function are quite different, right? You have to have a much better and clearer view of real-time visibility of cash flows in order to manage risk appropriately, manage, for example, your FX positions, but also to deploy your working capital effectively and efficiently.
And treasury in particular is always a fascinating conversation, but it's something that feels like it was just committed to the back office or something that wasn't as considered on the day-to-day. Why are there such a change now, and why does it feel like they are being seen as a strategic differentiator for both fintech and e-commerce leaders?
So treasury is not a back office function, and it's not about just balancing the books, and especially the management of the cash flows is seen is about managing risk, it's creating revenue, and it's seen as a strategic differentiator for customer conversion, right? Like for creating impact on the bottom line of an e-commerce platform.
Really interesting. And Galina, if I come over to you, you have worked with many of these platforms, Zalando being one of them. Where are you seeing the convergence between e-commerce platforms and fintechs? Is it a case of seeing e-commerce become more financial, or fintechs adopting more of a platform? What are you seeing?
Yes, so my view is pan-European, and also large platforms and fintechs who come from APAC into Europe or from US into Europe. And absolutely, we see that. It means that really on the one hand side, the e-commerce platforms are going far beyond just doing normal payments. They go into the direction to embed wallets, lending, like buy now, pay later, installment payments, sometimes even insurances. And on the other hand side, the fintechs, they broaden their scope and broaden their ecosystem. They build around their users to become more of a platform. So the boundaries between the two definitely increasingly become more and more blurry. I think a great example is Zalando, which has developed from the pan-European e-commerce platform into a fully fledged fintech, which is why one of the reasons also Zalando won the wonderful Adam Smith Award as a highly commended winner. Both though, e-commerce and platforms, they both need highly scalable infrastructure to really realize those innovative ideas and grow exponentially without themselves becoming a fully fledged bank. And even if they become a fully fledged bank, like let's say we have the players like Trade Republic, Scalable, or even PayPal, there is still a huge collaboration with the international banks who have a capacity and reach to enable the digital economy, like Deutsche Bank.
Fascinating. And that convergence obviously changes the look of what these businesses are in the future. So on that point, one for both of you, Galina, perhaps you can start. If we're talking about the future, let's say 3 to 5 years, which in this industry can be quite a long time really, and a lot can change, what defines a successful digital business?
That's a very broad question, and we could talk for at least half an hour about that. I would like to pick up one point, and that is the agentic e-commerce. That's a main theme which has been really picked up in the last 3 months. A lot of investments, a lot of efforts has gone into that. And what is it? Imagine the online customer journey as we know it will go away. It will be rather AI agents, shopping, doing the tedious checkouts and all of that. That is a big disruption. It's a big threat and a big opportunity. So those companies who embrace this disruption will be the ones winning down the road. And especially I think it's an opportunity to create a hyper-personalized experience. Also probably an emotional one for the consumer to be more and more attached to the brand. So many things will turn upside down, and banks, e-commerce platforms, and of course fintechs are highly preparing for that.
Annika, would you say there's anything to add there, or any changes you would say?
So I think managing or creating silos and managing these silos is a recipe for failure. Zalando is a European company, and in general, Europe is a highly fragmented, uniquely structured, and in parts highly regulated market. So in order to be successful, you need to win, or the winning recipe is to be successful in all domains. And in addition, I would like to add that in order to win, you need the right people. And you need the right people with the right skill set in your company to drive these changes forward. And I believe Zalando has great people.
Wonderful. Well, that's a lovely place to stop. And thanks for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the awards later.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.